Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, well, I guess I should address the elephant in the room. I have a new hairdo. Actually, the bigger elephant in the room is that I no longer need to wear glasses because I just had corrective eye surgery. The procedure is called ICL, which is where they insert a contact lens into both eyes that will just stay as long as I want them to. And so basically, I have new eyes almost. It's crazy. I'm still in the recovery, but everything has been very smooth. I did the procedure through Hoops Vision here in Utah. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I really appreciated the great job that he did. And yeah, Dr. Hoops was awesome. But yeah, wanted to go over my new addition for my favorites of 2022. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. My favorite color has changed back to blue. I have recently spent a lot of time paddleboarding, and because of that, I've looked at beautiful blue skies and beautiful waters reflecting the beautiful skies. And I just love the color blue again. So back to blue. My favorite food is sushi. My favorite type of sushi is salmon nigiri and salmon sashimi. Just love the flavor so much, and I could eat sushi for forever. I just love it. My favorite day of the week is Saturday, and that's usually because I get to play volleyball, but also because I get to sleep in and do fun things that I don't normally get to do, so not much change there. My favorite TV shows, there are two new favorite shows. The first one is called Severance, which is an Apple TV Plus original. So this is like a thriller and suspenseful show. Basically, they have invented a procedure called severance where you have your memories while you're at work completely separated from your memories while you're away from work. And so essentially in this TV show, people who have undergone this medical procedure, they live two lives, one while they're away from work and one while they're at work. And it kind of explores the kind of people who would volunteer to undergo that type of procedure, but also the complications and the implications of that. It also explores like what type of company would have motives that would want to research this type of thing. And it just has a lot of kind of dark and just a lot of cliffhangers, a lot of twists and things that keep things very, very interesting and exciting. It's also just very, very beautifully done. Like the cinematography, the acting is all really good, and the music. It's just, yeah, such a fascinating and disturbing, but also very light on like the horror and like gore and stuff. And that's actually very similar to my second favorite show, Only Murders in the Building, which is a Hulu original. This is a murder mystery. Obviously, it's about a murder, so there is that. But it's more just like a mystery where you, alongside with the main characters, are trying to figure out who did it. And you try to like notice clues and try to look into different things that they show, and you come up with theories of who did it, and it's just really fun. So a side note with both of those shows, there is a bit of cursing, and so that might be something that you take into consideration if whether or not you want to watch it. My favorite movie of this year is Top Gun Maverick. This is a show that I did not expect to like. I went in knowing nothing about it, which is good, I think, usually for me. But I hadn't seen the first movie and knew nothing about it, but walked away really, really entertained and satisfied. It's just really good action, and it's done so well that it's just, you really believe like you're right there in the action, and it's just so well done. I love it. I think the bigger reason why I liked it, though, on top of all of that, is because of how much it reminded me of my favorite book or book series, which is the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson. It's a sci-fi series about some intergalactic fighter jets, and it's about a whole lot more than that. But there's a lot of similar things like call names and flight leaders and dogfighting, and the action that was portrayed in Top Gun really reminded me of Skyward, and makes me really hopeful that whenever people decide to make a movie for Skyward, that they do it justice like they did it in Top Gun, because it's so well done. Yeah, my favorite snack is also new. It's waffle fries. I love waffle fries. especially with Chick-fil-A sauce. That just combination of salty and sweet and tangy is just so good. Love it, can't beat it. My favorite songs and the soundtrack of my life have changed quite a bit. I still listen to K-pop and I still love the songs, the K-pop songs that I used to love. But recently I've gotten really big into piano solos that I've always known about and I've always enjoyed. But for some reason recently, maybe I've been more introspective or just have fallen in love with piano again. I just love these songs so much, and I'm gonna tell you a few of them, following like outlining the soundtrack of my life and why they mean so much to me. But I welcome you to skip this for now and come back later, and just listen to the songs on your own so that you can come up with your own meaning and significance. But here's what they mean to me. So my building song is Fisherman's Horizon, which is kind of just this optimistic and beautiful, but also it kind of goes through some different like climaxes and good dynamics and things like that. But it's just a really good kind of like setting out on a journey song. The next song is my collapse song, which is Seal of the Wind. But it has this beautiful but very haunting melody that kind of just goes through the song. And then there's also like this really big part in the middle. That's beautiful. But basically it's kind of how I feel when I go through a collapse. Like it just kind of lingers and it sticks with you. And it kind of ends in a little melancholy, like kind of, it has this melancholy tone throughout the whole thing, but it also just kind of ends in that melancholy tone. And that's kind of just how I feel when I go through a collapse. Like it's very dramatic and it leaves things in kind of this. I talk about this in my hourglass video, but like this like time where you just take in a breath and you breathe in and just kind of hold your breath for a little bit because of how difficult it is. And that's kind of conveyed in that song, Seal of the Wind. So I love it. The next song is my collecting song, which is Yuna's Determination. Yuna's Determination is it's like hopeful and optimistic, but it's also very informed by pain. I feel like it feels very heavy and but also very it's also very beautiful and has a lot of color to it. So that's kind of how I feel when I collect. Like after a collapse, it's obviously very painful, but the pain isn't just meaningless pain. It's being used to help me grow and to better myself as a person, and so it gives meaning to that pain. And I think that is portrayed very well in that song. The last song is the Rising song, which is Eyes on Me. Eyes on Me is just a very beautiful and hopeful song, very sweet, lovely, beautiful melody. But it's kind of just similarly to Eunice Determination, it's like sweet and beautiful, but sweet and beautiful because because I've undergone pain and difficulty and just appreciation of the good because of the bad that I've gone through. So my favorite scripture is Genesis 39, 2 through 3. And basically, this is Joseph in Egypt, and he goes through a lot of ups and he goes through a lot of downs, and the downs are very, very dark and difficult down. But all throughout that, we have the phrase that the Lord was with Joseph. And this year in Come Follow Me, this has stuck out to me the most because I relate to Joseph a lot. Like a lot of things haven't happened to me specifically, but life has been very difficult. And throughout all of it, I feel like the Lord has been with me, which I really appreciated that phrasing, and it just really stuck out to me this time while we were studying it. So it's become my current favorite scripture. My all-time favorite scripture is still 1 Nephi 17:13. But right now, I just really love that phrase and those verses, and just the reminder that through all of the pain and difficulty and trials, that the Lord is with me, and I love that. Let's see. My favorite hymn is Praise to the Lord. The BYU choirs did a version of this in a recent general conference, and it's just so beautiful, and I just love the words. The lyrics are so powerful and just speak of praise for the Lord and for his goodness and how he just takes care of us, and I love that. My last change in my favorites is my favorite restaurant, which isn't sushi, but it's chicken in the kitchen. It's this new Korean fried chicken restaurant that opened up here in Provo. It's got really, really delicious chicken, and they do it so well. I don't know, just lots of good flavors. You can pick from the different sauces that they have, and all of the ones that I tried were really good. But yeah, really good flavors, very delicious chicken. So yeah, so that's it for my favorites. I'd love to hear about your favorites and any changes that you've seen in those this year. I hope that you're doing well, and I love you so much. Bye.